you're having a great Friday. Have a good weekend. And to be honest, we're going to watch the Mike Tyson fights. I hope y'all get a good, enjoyable fight. Let's go, Team Mike Tyson tonight. And I hope y'all enjoy this little story on champion Wacko. That one of the members of Hardcore Kennels gave me permission to post. Have a good weekend.
Story did started to write actually about it. I didn't carry on. Need to write it down properly, nicely. Just a draft written long time ago when it was just after the story and what I did. Actually, I was taking care of the yard from California Jack, putting everything back to normal, where it should be. And then there was my friend Sean that was introduced by California Jack, that did pay attention on all the details of what I was doing, trying to actually do a better setup for California Jack and all that. And he asked me if I could actually do a pre-keep on one of his dog called Epitaph. I was a son of Bozak, I think, to a female called Nelly. Nelly was out of buck to a boy's bitch. And I think even Nelly was out of buck to Clean Mary or something like that. And then I did the pre-keep. Well, it didn't turn well for the dog, but he knew that he figured out that I had the knack. I was somebody very with a utmost rigor, very devoted, and that I could condition actually a dog instead of doing the pre-keep. So that's why I suggest to actually Super Cracker, that I did met a couple times. At that time, I think I did help also by cleaning the yard or whatever. And so they gave me a Wacko. And that's how I started, actually. And then when everything was with Wacko, this is where actually a couple visit from Mike from Hardcore Kennel did have an interest actually for me to taking care of his dog, and they came later, and that's why actually I started to work with Hardcore Kennel. So yeah, it's a long story, but it was clear. Wacko was actually a very, very lovely dog, very gentle. It was a crazy nut because he wanted to go out all the time, and actually I got a good information is when I used to train him on the carpet mill, on the treadmill. He was very very fast, but focus. And then when he was on the cat mill, he enjoyed it so much that actually Mike came to pick up his cat meal out, because he was set actually on Super Cracker kennel. And Wacko, well, at that time, Kingsley girlfriend did open the door, and Wacko ran off. So she said that actually he's going to coming back, and I said, no, I know where he's going. And he went to actually where the cat meal was set, and he started to run without it. So I managed to get him, but it was really, really a good. He enjoyed. It was a pleasure to work with him. And what happened is when I won, the question was actually if Kingsley could actually do the keep properly. The fact that they knew that where the beers, whatever, drunk, whatever. So they didn't manage to actually, through Sean once again from BSK, to actually ask me if I could help Kingsley to do it. And I just simply replied no. Why? Because when I did the first conditioning, it was a pleasure and all that, but I didn't been treated the way I should have. So I say, fuck that. This is not my character. And I say, no, that will not help. And that was the case actually when they did the conditioning for Kunta. The rumor also came out that they wanted me to do the conditioning. But like I say, I was already involved with the hardcore kennel, and it was not official. It's just a rumor, so I just left it out. Unfortunately, it was deceived when I saw that Wacko was actually not at his weight. I don't know about the conditioning, but he was also sick due to making a leash going down his fucking throat, and he pooped it out. They tried to fix it, but yeah, you could see he was somewhere else. He was not into the match at all. So yeah, that was a shame because actually that dog was the best all mouth that I ever saw, especially on dozer. And yeah, it could have been incredible. I don't mean that actually he could have produced behind, but because the owl mouth, it's not something that genetically you transmit compared to actually the game. But yeah, that was a shame. Actually, yeah, I think it was the end of it. Actually, gladly they had a retard that was also one of the greatest. So regarding the dog that you mentioned, Stout's got nothing to do with Wacko. So yeah, let's clear that up. And but yeah, they were actually really good. They had their time, and I'm glad that I was part of it. Always have a respect for actually horse, especially Scooter. Kingsley was a little bit more a tough relation, but at the end, like I say, I miss those days. Regarding Wacko's conditioning, it was mostly the cat mill, the slat mill, and then end walk. I did a little bit of floppo. He was interested, but not that much. So the end walking was consisting of actually walk and free. That means that actually with the leash, but with no weight, and then with the weight, actually with the collar weight. So I think if I do recall, it was a 3 pound. And then the cat meal, that's one of the things that he did enjoy the most. The stat meal, not too bad also. But the cat meal was, yeah, was something that makes him driving crazy. Other than that, like I say, there is always a loop. The fact that actually hardcore was coming also because at that time when I was there was Milo and Mystic that was actually on Super Cracker. And then Mike was paying attention on what I was doing with Scooter's dogs and also from Bull School Kennel, BSK. So, like I say, everything, when you got devoted and you got an utmost rigor, you're serious. People tend to actually see the potential, and that's exactly what happened. And Mike one day told me that I was actually gifted. I didn't picture it. I didn't understand what he was saying, but I learned it afterward. It's the fact that I have strong bonds with the dogs. It was the case actually with Wacko. It was the case also with Tech 9, of course, in Jaja, but that's also because I request to have a time to know the dog even before. It's not like you give me a dog and the bound is automatically. It's also implemented and enhanced by the fact that I can request to have the dogs at least 2 months way before, so I can have a bond with it. It's common sense, it's logic, is you know what I mean. But afterwards, there's a lot of people that said that the connection is strong, with me and the dogs. So I hope it will stay that way. Coming back on Wacko conditioning, it was a 6 weeks one. And then on the highest peak on training, I reached, if I do recall, I think it was 3 hours and 45. But it was normally between 3 and 3:30 on the high peak. And that the main phases, and that's what I discussed, and I replied to some of those people. They don't understand. They think that walk doesn't do anything. Well, it does. and it's a main phase of the training. You need to have the slat meal, and as much as you do slat, you do the same time on walking, and then you actually do the same for the cat meal. Sometimes I was doing actually more on the walk after the cat meal or the slat meal because it was necessary. Okay, and then also the massage are very important. First of all, at the beginning, and then sometimes I do it on mid, and then at the end, of course. And keep in mind also that the nutrition must be given in the last 30 minutes, 35 minutes at the maximum after the training. This is where all the body has got to actually need that food in order to build and to actually what I will say to be consumed right away in order to develop. Okay, and after that it's on the shape, but like I say, it depends some of the dogs. Regarding the training, you can make it simple as you can make it difficult. But if you don't know how to listen your dog, then like I say, the probability of success is less.